Good day, everyone. Today we will discuss teaching controversial issues in the classroom. So, it is important to teach controversial issues to our student. For you guys, why do you think it is important to teach these controversial issues to our student? Okay, let's find it out. So first, let me show you our objectives. So, our objectives are to explain the controversial issues, to identify the benefits of teaching controversial issues, and last, to determine the different strategies on teaching controversial issues. So now, let's find out what are controversial issues. So, controversial issues are likely to be sensitive or controversial are those that have a political, social, or personal impact and arouse feeling and or deal with questions of value or beliefs. So, a controversial issue is one which results in dispute and disagreement due to a difference of opinion. Meaning, a controversial issues may be questions, subjects, or problems which can create a difference of opinion. Controversial issues can include issues which may have political, social, environmental, or personal impacts on pupils and or the wider community, just like locally, nationally, or internationally. So, some controversial issues are gun control, abortion, which is very popular controversy, then religious freedom, animal rights or vaccines, and privacy rights. So why is it important to teach controversial issues to the students? First, we can say that students may get benefits in terms of controversial discussions in the classroom. So here are the benefits of engaging students in controversial discussions in the classroom. So first, vote in later life. So students may understand the importance of voting. So they will understand that it is important to participate in their community in terms of choosing their leader. So choosing the right leader may affect the whole community and it will reflect to individuals. So students will also understand that it is important to support basic democratic values which are the life or liberty, yeah, that it is important to have liberty in a democratic country, then pursuit of happiness, then the justice, yeah, people, it is also important that people will judge accordingly, then the common good, equality, truth, then students will also understand and learn how to respect diversity or accepting um, others' opinions or beliefs. Then they will also learn popular sovereignty and patriotism. So students will also learn how to love and fight for their country. So by teaching controversial issues to the students, they may practice to take part in political discussions, so follow political news in the media or be interested in the political process. So they are practicing to be more productive or practice their critical thinking skill and just analyzing the politics. So the benefits of teaching controversial issues in the classroom is that students is not just a normal students. Students may practice these critical thinking skills to support or criticize the controversial issues in the politics. So, students may develop their confidence in their ability to influence public policy. So, they can discuss their opinion, they can express their beliefs in the controversial issues that really happen in our country.
Why teach controversial issues? First is they are in the curriculum. Nung nakita kong they are in the curriculum, yung chinek ko yung K-12 AP Curriculum Guide, isa sa nakita ko ay isa sa layunin ng araling panlipunan ang makahubog ng mamamayang may pagpapahalaga sa mga usapin sa lipunan, sa nakaraan at kasalukuyan. Itong controversial issues, masasabi nating part ito ng usapin sa lipunan. Ilan sa usapin sa lipunan ay terorismo, globalisasyon, at climate change. Sa tingin ko kaya nilagay itong controversial issue sa curriculum is inaasahan nilang tayong kabataan ay makahanap ng solusyon o rekomendasyon para maresolba itong mga controversial issues. Second, young people need to explore their values and develop their skills. Develop self-esteem to help them personally and academically. Kung babalikan natin yung insidente kay George Perry Floyd Jr., isang African-American na namatay sa maling pag-aresto ng isang white police officer sa Amerika. After nung pagkamatay niya, nag-boom yung Black Lives Matter, wherein maraming African-American ang tumutol or marami ang humingi ng justice para kay George Perry Floyd. Then, hindi lang mga African American yung nag-participate sa Black Lives Matter, kundi iba't ibang bansa, buong mundo ang nakisama sa Black Lives Matter. So, kung ikaw isang individual na nakakaranas ng discrimination, madedevelop yung self-esteem mo na hindi lang pala ikaw nakakaranas ng discrimination, tapos makikita mo na maraming sumusuporta at ayaw ang discrimination, katulad na nangyari kay George Perry Floyd. Next naman is using controversial issues help people to develop inquiry skills, critical thinking, and analytical skills. Explain natin yan sa susunod na slides. Third is young people want to know more about controversial issues. So, kapag may nakita tayong controversial issues or interesting topic, is karaniwan nagsusearch tayo sa iba't ibang news engines, search Google, Bing, or iba't ibang search engines. At dito, dahil sa pag-boom din ng social media, isa rin yung dahilan kung bakit na pag-uusapan ng controversial issue is yung pag-boom ng social media. One of the reasons Filipino use social media is to be aware local and international current event. Next naman is controversial issues can help developing skills like information processing skill. Ina-encourage or hinayaan natin yung bata na mag-gather, mag-sequence, mag-analyze, mag-compare ng available information related to these controversial issues. Reasoning skills, hinayaan natin na o ina-encourage natin yung bata na mag-justify ng kanyang opinion and kanyang action using supporting details. Dito makikita natin or ine-encourage natin yung bata na patunayan yung or ma-influencean tayo ng kanyang punto. Halimbawa dito is yung Manila Bay Rehabilitation at lalo na yung paggamit ng dolomite. Marami ang pabor dito sa Manila Bay Rehabilitation kasi gumaganda nga naman talaga yung Manila Bay. Or maganda naman talaga tingnan kung may white beach sa Manila, hindi na natin kailangan pumunta ng Boracay. It just happen na merong kontra din dahil hindi nga naman daw timing at hindi maganda ang paggamit ng dolomite sa beach dahil hindi delikado sa health tsaka sa environment. Kung makikita natin dito, may dalawang party na may disagreement. So dito, kailangan mapatunayan ng bawat party at gumamit ng mga supporting information para ma-justify yung kanilang opinion and action. Inquiry skills, hinayaan natin yung bata dito or ine-encourage natin sila mag-ask or magtanong ng mga relevant questions, mag-gather din ng research. Creative thinking skills, using yung mga information na nag-gather nila at nabasa or napanood, tinuturuan natin sila mag-create ng kanilang hypothesis. Ano nga ba yung posibleng outcome kapag nangyari to or ginawa to ng government or ng isang tao? Next is evaluation skills. Dito ine-evaluate natin or wini-weight natin, mini-measure natin yung mga na-conduct nating information. Ano ba yung posibleng maging epekto nito sa atin individually or as a group? Ginajudge natin yung mga information na nakuha natin in these different controversial issues. Which is etong mga to is napaka-importante for 21st century critical thinkers.
As a teacher, we must recognize that our students have their own uniqueness, and we must provide a conducive learning where students share their point of view and opinion. If the discussion is about controversial issue, we must allow them to express their views to make sure that everyone is heard and respected. The first recommendation is about dealing with emotions. As a future educator, we must acknowledge the benefits of raising controversial issues in the classroom that we will need to prevent reinforcing stereotyping, raising tension between pupils, or increasing confusion. Holding your nerve. We must be prepared to handle with students' emotional responses. For example, here in our country, which is the Philippines, if the discussion of controversial issues, particularly those that might involve in the present, like extrajudicial killing from the Duterte administration, we must be prepared for students' emotional responses because we don't know if one of the member of his or her family is one of the victims. So this issue will need an extra careful in handling their emotions. If we acknowledge their personal thoughts or respond regarding to the topic, it will help them to deal with issues rationally. Next, being safe and winding down. As our students have different personality and experience, they have also different approaches regarding to the issue. If we want to make our students express their ideas freely, we need to provide a safety learning environment when there is no biased judgment and everyone has a chance to show their side, and it will also benefit them to hold their nerve or emotions. Next is allowing extremes. In allowing extremes, teacher should respond non-judgmentally to students' ideas. Then trying to be biased, let them give their ideas about the issue, and when they have some questions or allegations, it's our time to explain and respond to them. What about your views? We, as a teachers, also have our own perspective about controversial issues. In Northern Ireland, the discussion of controversial issues takes place among who trust each other. It's just explained that it is important to admit that sometimes, as a teacher, we have also confusions, doubts, and uncertainties like our students because we are also just a people like them. In this case, it will make students feel safe because we are being true about ourselves. And with that, pwede nating gamitin yon para makipag-communicate sa kanila. Para parehas masolve ni students at ni teachers yung certain issues or questions na nagpapa-confuse sa kanila. Recommendation 2. Mix it up. According to the recent research of US regarding about the benefits of discussing controversial issues is depend on the level of ideological diversity among students in classroom. We as a teachers are the one who should listen and articulate about the different perspective about political issues. Kapag mga students natin ay palaging nakasama or nakahalo sa mga students na may pare-parehong viewpoints, maaaring magdulot ito ng confusion sa kanila. For example, palagi sila nakasama sa mga group na may paniniwala na sex marriage ay hindi dapat naipatupad or hindi dapat matanggap sa community. So, kapag palaging ganun na lang yung mga nakakahalubilo nilang tao, ang iisipin nila sa sarili nila, yun yung tama kasi yun yung pinaniniwalaan ng mas nakararami. So, sinasabi dito na dapat yung mga students natin, ina-incorporate natin sila na malaman yung other viewpoints ng ibang tao or ng ibang students para ma-determine nila or matuto silang mag-critique ng situation. Hindi lang porque mas marami yung naniniwala, is doon na sila maniniwala. Yun yung iiwasan natin, yung pagiging bias nila. So, sa finding diversity, in order to understood by the student, it is how we presented the content to them. Inviting students to explore conflicting perspective facilitates education for democratization. And lastly, in activating the diversity of our students, controversial issues must importantly engage and must be comfortable in asking questions. Also, current events can be used to relate to a particular historical moment that being studied in history, and we can use it to make them relate to different identity and experiences. And the last one is about a flexible curriculum. Directly explore the relevance of historical study in their contemporary lives. We must let them find out and explore history on how this will affect their lifestyle. In this way, it opens up the possibility to discuss contemporary issues and to look for more different perception in varied communities. Because our students have differences in culture, race, and gender, we must be thoughtful about our pedagogical techniques. For example, kung meron tayong mga students na galing sa iba't ibang lugar, kapag magkakaroon ng groupings, pwede natin munang pagsamahin yung mga magkakalugar or magkakaparehas ng probinsya para mas madali nilang makope up yung isa't isa. Siyempre, sa paraang yun, pwede nating mabuild yung connection nila sa bawat isa, magkakaroon ng unity. Tapos kapag na-group na natin sila, sa susunod na activity, pwede naman natin silang i-mix sa mga ibang students na may ibang culture or language. Doon, malalaman nila kung ano nga bang situation yung meron doon, anong culture yung meron doon, anong language yung ginagamit nila doon. Sa ganung paraan, mas maiintindihan nila yung iba't ibang setup or iba't ibang characteristics nung lugar na yon. At syempre, yung mga cultures din na meron doon. Sa pamamagitan nun, mas magiging malawak yung pag-intindi ng mga students natin kung bakit ganun nila ginagawa yun, at ganun sila magsalita, kakaiba sa atin, mas maiintindihan na nila yon. Sa ganung paraan, may iwasan natin yung stereotyping or pagiging bias ng mga students natin. And for our conclusion, it is important to teach controversial issues in the classrooms, and teachers have the critical role to facilitate their discussion. Teaching controversial issues makes students learn about topics relevant to their lives, deepen their understanding of complex issues, and explores diverse perspectives. Students also gain opportunities to share ideas and practice being open to and respectful of others' viewpoints. That would be all. Thank you.